When Leah picked up the phone, her hand trembled so hard the device almost slipped. The voice on the other end was soft, familiar, almost hypnotic. "Hey, bestie, I just wanted to hear your voice." It was Camila. After 3 years of silence, 3 years since Leah escaped that friendship, or rather, that prison disguised as love. And before she could hang up, something inside her froze, because that voice still had power. The power to confuse fear with nostalgia. Hello, I'm Dr. Madison Clark, and today's story is about something most people never see coming. When the person who calls you best friend slowly destroys your sense of self. Sometimes the most dangerous love doesn't come from romance. It comes from friendship, from someone who says, "I die without you," and slowly convinces you that maybe you should. Camila had been magnetic from the start. Everyone adored her, witty, confident, radiant. Leah met her in college, and within weeks they were inseparable. Camila declared they were soul sisters. She said it everywhere, to everyone. At first, Leah felt lucky, seen, special, but Camelia's affection came with tiny needles hidden in silk. "You're so smart, but you talk like you don't believe it. You're pretty, but you'd look better if you lost a little weight. You're amazing, but you always seem scared to shine." Every compliment carried poison, and soon Leah stopped recognizing herself. Camila began to decide everything: what Leah wore, who she talked to, even what she posted. "Don't hang out with that girl. She envies you. Your boyfriend isn't good enough for you, or maybe you're too boring for him." And when Leah finally pulled away, Camila would cry, "You're all I have, Leah. Don't abandon me, please." So Leah stayed, out of guilt, out of fear. The friendship became a religion, and Camila the god she could never satisfy. Then came the nights of silence, those cruel pauses before a storm of messages. "You've changed. You don't love me anymore. You're just like everyone else, cold." At first, Leah cried, then she shook, until one morning she realized her hands trembled even when the phone was off. The body remembered what the heart tried to forget. Camelia's control grew darker. She showed up at Leah's house uninvited, smiling sweetly, holding flowers. "You're trying to leave me," she said softly, "but I won't let you, ever." That night, Leah locked her bedroom door and cried until she fell asleep. The next day, she packed a bag, turned off her phone, and vanished. 3 years passed. Therapy, healing, learning what peace sounds like. And now, that voice again. "Hey, bestie, I just wanted to hear your voice." Leah didn't answer, but her body did. A chill ran through her spine, proof that trauma can survive inside the skin long after the danger is gone. Later in her therapist's office, she whispered, "Why do I still feel scared even when she's not here?" Because psychological abuse doesn't need presence to exist. It lives inside the mind until the day you stop feeling guilty for saving yourself. Leah cried, but this time it was the kind of crying that cleans instead of breaks. Months later, she saw Camila on social media, surrounded by new best friends, the same captions, the same fake perfection. Leah smiled faintly. For the first time, she felt nothing, and that nothing was freedom. Not every wound comes from romance. Some are born in friendship, in the quiet manipulation of someone who says they love you while slowly erasing who you are. If someone makes you shrink so they can shine, that's not friendship, that's possession. 3 months after that call, Leah thought the past was gone for good. She'd moved cities, changed numbers, built a new life. But trauma always knows how to find a door. That morning, when she opened her laptop, she froze. The sender's name was clear, Camila R. Can I explain? Her pulse spiked, sweat pooled in her palms, the screen blurred. She slammed the laptop shut, but the fear was already inside her body. Later that week, in therapy, Leah said softly, I know I shouldn't open it, but part of me needs to know. That's how they return, not by knocking, but whispering through cracks. That night, Leah couldn't sleep. The wind outside sounded like Camila's voice, and at 3:14 a.m., she clicked open. The email started sweet, apologies, therapy, change, redemption, but halfway through, the words began to twist. I only hurt you because I loved you too much. You hurt me too, remember? I know you still love me deep down. Leah's stomach turned. The poison was back, polished, practiced, patient. Her hands shook uncontrollably. She realized too late that Camila didn't need to be there to invade her again. She was already inside. Then came the messages, fake profiles, anonymous DMs, sentences only Camila would know, a bouquet left at her door with no note, just the familiar perfume. Leah tried to dismiss it as paranoia, but her body knew better. The tremors came back, the panic returned, the insomnia. Her reflection in the mirror became someone she didn't recognize, someone always waiting for the next hit. Then one night, the phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Silence. Then a low laugh. You really thought you could erase me? Leah's knees gave out. She dropped to the floor, shaking, tears blurring her vision. The next morning, she filed a report. But Camila was clever. She used other names, other numbers. The ghost kept haunting. Back in therapy, Leah whispered, almost trembling, I feel like she's still inside me. Because she left invisible scars. Camila doesn't need to speak anymore. Her voice still lives in yours. Months passed. Each day was a war between memory and survival. Until one evening, Leah did something she'd never done before. She replied. One sentence. You don't exist anymore. Then she hit send. Minutes later, another email arrived, long, manipulative, desperate. She didn't read it. She blocked, deleted, walked out into the sunlight. The air was cold. Her heart still pounded, but this time it was life she felt, not fear. When a narcissist loses control, they reinvent themselves to get it back. Softer tone, new disguise, same disease. Healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means recognizing the pattern before it poisons you again. Sometimes trauma revisits you just to check if you're strong enough to say no. Leah was. And when she blocked Camila, she didn't just block a person, she blocked the echo, the guilt, the addiction to being loved by the one who wanted power. Leah hadn't seen Camila in over a year. No messages, no calls. Peace had finally started to sound like silence, until one night she came home and found the door slightly open. Her heart dropped. The lock wasn't broken, just turned. Inside, everything looked normal, except for one thing. On the table, a single white rose, and next to it, a note. "We need to talk, just one last time." The handwriting was perfect, familiar, chilling. Leah's breath quickened. Her hands trembled so violently she almost dropped her phone. She wanted to call someone, but her body, her old body, remembered the command, "Don't overreact, she'll be mad." And then a soft voice behind her. "You left the window unlocked." Leah turned. Camila was standing in the doorway of the living room, smiling, beautiful, terrifying. This is the moment Leah's past came home. Camila stepped closer, slowly, like she was walking through a memory. Her perfume filled the air, the same scent that used to make Leah feel safe. Now it burned her lungs. "You've changed," Camila whispered. "You used to look at me with warmth. Now it's just fear." Leah's voice shook. "You broke into my house." "Oh, don't be dramatic," Camila said gently. "I just wanted closure. We both deserve that, don't we?" Her tone was calm, the calm of someone used to rewriting reality. Leah took a step back. "Get out." Camila tilted her head, smiling faintly. "You don't mean that. You need me. You always did. Who were you before me?" The question hit like a knife, because once it had been true, Leah had needed her for validation, for identity, for everything. But not anymore. "Someone who's finally real," Leah whispered. Camila's face twitched. The mask cracked for the first time. Her voice hardened. "You think you're better than me now after everything I made you?" Her words echoed through the room. And then the silence, that awful frozen silence Leah knew too well. "You don't exist to me, not anymore," Leah said quietly. Camila's eyes filled with something dark, fury, disbelief, maybe grief. She laughed once, a short, hollow sound. "You'll come back. They all come back." And then she walked past Leah, slowly, deliberately, leaving the rose behind. The front door closed, and for a long moment, Leah couldn't move. Then she picked up the rose and dropped it in the trash. Later that night, she sat in her therapist's office, still shaking. "She was inside my house," Leah whispered, "but I didn't let her win this time." She came for the same reason she always did, to see if she still had power. But power only lives where fear obeys. Leah looked at her hands. They were steady. "For the first time," she said softly, "I'm not afraid of her. I'm afraid of who I used to be when she was around." That's not fear, Leah. That's awareness. The past doesn't vanish. It just loses the ability to control you. People like Camila never change. They just change their methods. They feed on empathy, guilt, and the hope that this time will be different. But it never is. Narcissists return not because they miss you, but because they can't stand that you survived without them. Leah's story isn't about escape. It's about exorcism. The day you stop trying to make them understand, that's the day you're free. I'm Dr. Madison Clark, and if this story gave you chills, maybe it's because you've known someone like Camila too. If so, remember this. The scariest ghosts aren't the ones that haunt your house. They're the ones that used to call you friend. There's something waiting in the description, something that will help you start again. Take a deep breath. You're safe now. I'll see you in our next session.